Will AMP reach $1? AMP can without much of a stretch ascend to $1 in the following 5 to 6 years on the off chance that it can duplicate what Ethereum and Bitcoin have accomplished over the most recent 10 years. AMP token value expectation. Is AMP crypto a wise speculation? AMP crypto takes care of a basic issue. It goes about as security during the period it takes to finish any crypto-based monetary exchange. Dissimilar to MasterCards where installments are practically moment, crypto exchanges can require minutes to hours, relying upon blockchain limit and expenses. AMP settle the instability during the period the exchange gets affirmed. AMP crypto is an insurance token that utilizes the marking strategy to offer getting of a resource clients need to move, like computerized installments, government-issued money, credit dispersions, and continues from property deals. Flexa's installment approval is just made conceivable in view of AMP tokens. On the Flexa organization, clients can stake AMP to give security that ensures installments to the dealers. In basic words, AMP crypto is utilized to compensate the people who furnish security with AMP tokens for every installment exchange. Is AMP crypto a wise venture? Benefits of AMP. Not simply crypto. AMP can get any sort of resource clients need to move, like advanced installments, government-issued money, credit dispersions, and continues from property deals. The environment of AMP is extending. Its security administrations are utilized by Crypto.com, Flexa, Coinbase, Sushi, Uniswap, Gemini, and so on. One of the greatest benefits of putting resources into AMP is that it has a decent stock that is around 100B. At present, the flowing stockpile is around 42% of the all-out supply, with supply being fixed. No new AMP tokens will be made from now on, thusly, AMP token stockpile makes certain to diminish, and later on, assuming interest expands, there are chances of interest outflanking supply which will, thus lead to AMP's cost rise. AMP's cost crumbling started in June 2021. Much before the remainder of the crypto market slumped. It might have to do with two variables. The solid rivals in this space Lightning organization BitPay Ripple while Flexa, proprietor of AMP, has performed well. It hasn't increased at the speed that would legitimize the super high market cap of AMP in 2021. Further, it has numerous difficulties going areas of strength from and delisting in many trades in the US. AMP crypto value expectation. Assessment of AMP crypto. We assess the eventual fate of tokens and blockchains on 7 essential rules use cases: separation, execution, authority, people group, macroeconomics, and different variables like consume. This is the way we have evaluated AMP crypto 1. Use cases. AMP crypto has a decent use case given the issue with installments utilizing digital money. Nonetheless, the utilization case is extremely limited and numerous purchasers don't have the weakness of installments not going through. We rate this 7/10. Differentiating elements. Unfortunately for AMP crypto, it isn't significantly separated from its lead rivals, regardless of whether its technique for execution is unique. We rate this 4/10. Execution. AMP crypto has done a very great job of execution up to this point. We rate it 7/10. Organization initiative. AMP crypto authority has been normal, given the way in which the cost has moved lower throughout the course of recent months, and the administration has in a real sense not had the option to do so a lot. We rate the administration 4/5. Strong people group. AMP has not constructed or sustained areas of strength for A. We rate it 3/6. Favorable macroeconomic circumstances. Numerous equal emergencies right now could risk an AMP move higher. The ascent in rough costs, reasonable ascent in expansion, and deteriorating of the financial emergency in Europe and China. There isn't a lot of that dealers or financial backers can do about this. We rate it 4/7. Sustainable. There is no dynamic consume program we know about. We rate this 1/10. AMP all-out score 30/70. Ethereum all-out score 47/70. Will AMP reach $1? And by when could AMP at any point reach $1? AMP crypto can reach $1 by 2028 on the off chance that it rises half a year, and by consuming half of the coins. AMP crypto can reach $1 by 2032 in the event that it rises 30% per year, and by consuming half of the coins. AMP crypto value expectation. Will AMP arrive at 50 pennies? Indeed, AMP will arrive at 50 pennies. At the ongoing value, AMP should rise or acquire 91% to arrive at 50 pennies. AMP cost forecast. Will AMP token reach $10? AMP cost has been going down, and at present, the cost of 1 AMP is under 10 cents. At present, there are over 42B AMP tokens. Presently, assuming that there is no adjustment of the quantity of AMP tokens, it will require 13 years for AMP to reach $10. However, in the event that there is a half consume of AMP coins, and the flood is half each year, By 2029, AMP cost will be more than $10. AMP value expectation 2023. The worldwide climate is probably going to be temperamental in the main portion of 2023, preceding a minor recuperation in the center or last part of 2023 and a full recuperation in 2024 and 2025. AMP crypto value forecast 2023 is $0.00566. AMP value expectation 2025. According to the AMP cost expectation for 2025, the worldwide financial climate is probably going to work on in 2023 and get energy in 2024 and 2025. With expanded liquidity and with the assumption that AMP will determine its very own portion issues posting in the US, further separation versus contenders, and adding new highlights. This ought to support its cost essentially. AMP crypto value expectation 2025 is $0.0123. AMP value expectation 2030. According to AMP cost expectation for 2030, AMP might see some improvement in its viewpoint. Yet the cost is anticipated to stay much beneath $1 even in 2030. AMP value expectation 2030 is $0.0562. As we can see that the costs of both the cryptos, i.e. AMP and XRP, are declining throughout the previous 1 year. However, we can additionally see an expansion in their costs throughout the previous few weeks. However, AMP has expanded more when contrasted with XRP regarding value. It is likely on the grounds that it has diminished a ton somewhat recently. AMP cost refreshes. Does CPI record influence AMP's cost? The CPI record expanded to 6.5% in December 2022, according to the reports. Yet again, nonetheless, CPI file has diminished contrasted with the earlier months, in contrast with November 2022, demonstrating that individuals could begin spending on speculative resources. We should investigate on the off chance that this information meaningfully affects AMP's cost. AMP is a stage for collateralized installments, and Wave is one of the contenders of AMP. In this way, let us have a concise gander at how AMP and XRP have performed after the arrival of the new CPI file information. AMP's market cost has expanded by around 52.9% somewhat recently. XRP's market cost has expanded by around 8.6% somewhat recently. After the arrival of the CPI file information, it is sure that the costs of all the cryptos, i.e. AMP and XRP, have expanded by and large. Nonetheless, BET has expanded by much more than XRP. AMP Reddit conversations. In a new conversation on Reddit, one client presented that he wants to know some unprejudiced assessment on the fate of AMP crypto. Allow us to dissect the conversation. One client compassed that AMP crypto is one of the cryptos in the market that could have genuine use cases, while another client remarked that AMP can grow up to 1000x its cost. One more client of Reddit compassed that AMP cryptos are really running the whole El Salvador Bitcoin venture with Banco Agricola and thus have genuine use esteem. One client even compassed that AMP is the future IMO. Consequently, examining this specific conversation portrays that most individuals are agreeable to AMP and accept that crypto can possibly develop. Will